hear me? I think I got my sound now. Okay, that means I'm going to have to probably say all of that stuff again. All right, so, all right, I will start over. There we go. Hi, Melissa. Okay. Hi, Barb. All right, cool. Do I have a ghost behind me? Yes. No, it's actually my cat, Loki. Uh, I said her name and she said, meow. She goes in and out of that door. So, anyways, I'm glad that we figured out the sound. So let me just tell you guys now what I was saying before. All right. And so, if you don't know me, I'm Christy. I have Junk Journal Boss. I'm Junk Journal Boss pretty much everywhere. And I do Twitch streams every Tuesday at noon Pacific. And I just usually work on stuff or, do little things. I don't necessarily teach on these streams. It's just sort of like a let's craft together sort of deal. But I am going to show you guys. Okay, thanks, Ezra. No problem. No problem. I am going to show you guys how to make a masterboard. And that's what I was showing you guys with these pieces of paper. And basically a masterboard is, you can make it at any size you want, but I always make mine 8.5 by 11 because I want to be able to put them into my copier so I can make a copy of it, or I can scan it. And basically it's a masterboard because you make a master and then you copy or scan it and just use it over and over and over. You could make your own paper that way. All right. If you aren't really digitally inclined and you don't know how to use, Canva or AI or Affinity or Photoshop or whatever, you don't know how to use those things, this is an easy way that you can make your own paper. So basically I'm going to show you how to do that. But before that, I want to answer some questions for a few people who have asked them. So I'm going to go over a few things. So if this is repeats for you, sorry. Hey, Michelle. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, but I'll probably, let's see. Let me see if I can do like a desktop capture. Oh, wait. I needed to have this up, though. Okay. All right, hang on. All right. Okay, so I have a few things to show you, so it's going to be a little clunky right here because I think I could probably do it pretty easily. Okay, oops. All right. So, what is one of the things that Ansuya out of my group, Junk Journal Bosses, asked was, what are the tools that you can use to do junk journals, and what do they do, and all that. So basically, I'm just going to, I asked her to be more specific, and she said Cricut, die cuts, embossing machines. So all those are 3 different things, and I'm going to show you what I think the difference is between Cricut and Silhouette and all those. I have both of those. I also have die cuts, which is just, basically Cricut and Silhouette are just electric die cut machines where you don't have to do so much with your hands, but you you can get the same sort of, achieve the same sort of thing with like a hand crank one like Sizzix or something like that. I don't know actually if it's just a hand crank now. Does anybody use a Sizzix? And if you do, you know, let me know if you use one of the latest ones and if they're electric yet. I'm just curious. But the biggest difference to me for or between Cricut Design Space and Silhouette Studio is that Cricut Design Space is a lot more intuitive, in my opinion. So you just come here, there's not a whole lot of, you know, things that you have to do. You just, you know, let's see, new project. That's where you would, where it would open up to, that screen that you saw before. And then you go to a new project. Basically, you just upload an image, and I'll just say that I uploaded this image. And I don't know why, but these always come in like super small. All I ever do is just let this remain locked and take the larger one, the larger number, and change it to 11.5, because Cricut only wants to do 11.5 for some reason. Or maybe I could do it a little bit larger. Let's see what happens. So you can just make that bigger one 12, and then I've got all of these here, and I believe this is all just grouped pieces here, okay? And so basically that's what you would do in here to create your item. All right, let's just say test. You're just going to click make, and it's going to, according to color, it's going to separate everything out for you. Okay, so it's really pretty intuitive. It does what it thinks for you, is what my opinion is on that. And so there's that. There's also, you know, you can do things like ungroup the pieces, pull out the ones that are all the same color, and then arrange the ones, you know, to go all on the same, you know, the same page or whatever. You can remove those ones so that you don't see them, then you can make it. And the reason why this happens is because there are some score lines. So let me show you how to do that. These are them right here. The score lines are here. So you want to change that from basic cut to a score. Do it like this. And then you take all three of these things and attach. And let's see what happens then. So now you've just got the one piece, and it lays it all out for you, you know, in a way that, you know, that makes sense and saves paper and all that stuff. And yeah, so basically then you put your mat in and you make your cuts. So let me see if anybody has any questions. Well, if you have questions, I'll check in just a minute. And so basically that's it, you know. It's really, really easy to use. And so let me check for questions. I don't know why these aren't doing this. I'll check for questions, and then hello. All right, so Melissa says, yes, they are electric now, but I still use my hand crank. Hey, let me fix this really quick so you guys can look at the next thing. And that would be Silhouette Studio. That's okay, Ezra. You know, we all have lives. Anyway, whatever. But, okay, so this is Silhouette Studio. Silhouette Studio is, I believe, less intuitive and more, but with a lot more power. So if I am going to, like, say, bring something in from my library, let's bring the nun in because she's cute. And then it brings this in really big. I don't know why that is. I can resize her over here. I just want to leave the proportions locked. But I'll make her 7 inches tall. See if she'll fit on the page now. Yeah, she does. So basically, because this is, I believe it's a PNG, this would be more like a print and cut. You know, and to me, print and cut is a little more tricky, so I'm not going to really talk about that. But at any rate, had this been an SVG, I would have been able to, hold on one second, let me just see if it is. I kind of doubt it, but let's see. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can ungroup it. I was looking for the layers panel. There it is. Okay, yeah. So it's only one layer. It's a PNG, so this would be a print and cut. Let me see if I can bring in something different. Okay, so here's the, wait. I think those won't work either. One second. Okay, so where are the SVGs though? Sorry guys. Oh, here they are, my finished SVGs. So say we're doing this. Okay, it came in like so small. I still don't really know why this happens, but what I need to do if this happens is I need to go to my media size and change it to 12 by 12, and then this is like really small, so I want to make it larger. I don't have any color on this, so I can change the color. I believe it's been a long time since I've used Silhouette, so it might take a second for me to remember how to do all of these things. Okay, so I guess you don't really need to change the color on here, because what's going to happen here, now that I'm thinking about it, what's going to happen is that when I go over to send, okay, this is what is going to cut, and it looks like it's just going to be a nice clean cut. And basically, instead of worrying about what color it is like in the program itself, that the color that you want these to cut is just going to be whatever color paper you're choosing. And then basically, you know, you have to make sure that you pick the right paper and all those different things, and then you would do a cut. Obviously, I'm not going to do a cut right now, but I can demonstrate that at a different time. I'm just not set up for it just now, but I just kind of wanted to show you like all the different things where Cricut only had a few things. Silhouette has a ton of stuff to do over here that you can do. So we've got specialty tools, you know, that create embossing patterns, and I don't really know what the embossing, how that works for a Silhouette, or if you need one of the other models or something, but at any rate, there's like this pick scan item. I don't use it, so I don't really know anything about it. Here's all your colors and everything. Let's see. Oh yeah, changing the colors up here. So, and then if you want like a, I don't know, an outline, you can do that, but still it's just going to cut in whatever color that you have. So there is, you know, lines and line styles here. You can trace things, which is really interesting. That would be if you have a picture of something, or you know, you don't have it digital. You can make it digital by wait, what am I trying to say? Oh, if you don't have the SVG, I'm sorry, then you can make an SVG by doing a trace. This is all your fonts and stuff. What happened now? Sorry, it decided to take a crap on me. Oh, here we go. I'll go check and see if there's any questions or comments or anything. Hello, Kelly. Hi, Kara. Welcome, you guys. If you need anything, Ezra, XRA Earthling, that's our moderator, and he can help you with anything that you need. And right now I'm just talking about the difference between Cricut Design Space and Silhouette Studio. So that's where I'm at right now. And so, and I'm talking about Silhouette Studio. It has a lot more stuff. And all of these things are just different tools that you can use. Cricut has a lot of these things, you know, like, you know, just the basic, you know, centering and position and all that stuff. Silhouette has replicate, which is interesting, and it'll replicate in a few different ways. It'll duplicate right, left, up, down. It'll fill your page. It'll mirror things, and it will rotate copies of something, which is really cool. You've got your welding and subtracting and dividing and stuff, and this stuff is stuff. These are tools that are in actually Affinity Designer 2. They're probably called something else, but they're probably in Photoshop or whatever their equivalent is. You've got offset, which this means, so if I'm going to do an offset, you know, I can make a large one or a small one. It just depends. Like if I wanted to make a sticker out of this, I would do an offset and then have it cut the offset. You can do pop-ups on here. I really don't know how. I have no idea, but I should check that out. Stipple edge, stipple fill. So if I wanted the sticker to look like this, I can add in some things. Ooh, that's not good. I don't like that. So at any rate, you can do that. Let's see what the edge is. Oh yeah, that's kind of cute. But anyway, puzzle selected shape. I don't know what that is. Convert selection to a custom boundary. Not sure what that is. Design page nesting. I don't know. Sketch. You know. Rhinestone effect. Not sure what these are. Oh, I guess if you did like the outside of it or the edge in rhinestones, you would be able to, you know, have places to put your rhinestones, I guess. I don't know. The layers panel, the warp selected shapes. So these, a lot of these tools are tools that you're going to find in a more advanced app, you know, versus just Cricut Design Space that only has a few different things that you can do. So you're going to have a lot less opportunity to go wrong. You know, both of them have stores, you know, that you can shop at, and yeah, so there's that. Let me see if there's any questions. Nope. And does anyone have any questions before I move on from this? Because that's one difference between the two. Let me just also say that when you're using a Cricut versus a Silhouette machine, I mean, they work essentially the same, but I find that the Cricut, the software is more temperamental, where Silhouette is not. I can pull files into Silhouette so much easier, SVG files, than I can Cricut. And often what I'll do is I'll pull them into Silhouette Studio, go up here, and this is the business edition. This is not in every edition, but in the business edition, I can actually save this to the hard drive and save, you know, SVGs. So sometimes I have to do that if it won't go into Cricut Design Space the way I need it to. But yeah, the machines essentially work the same, but I do find that the Cricut machine is easier to use than the Silhouette machine. Plus it's quieter. Silhouette is like, I don't know, I heard someone describe it as like, it sounds like aliens are landing. So I don't know. Anyway, I prefer the Cricut for, you know, the quietness and everything. So let's see. So die cuts and embossing machines. I think I'm going to hold off on that because I really would like to pull out all my stuff and actually show you guys that stuff and how to use it and everything. So I think I'm going to hold off on that. About die cut machines though, there are others, you know. Anybody who has a different die cut machine than Cricut or Silhouette, can you pop that into the chat, please? Oh, there you go. Kara uses freeconvert.com to make PNG to SVG. All right, cool. Brother Scan and Cut. Yep. I was just looking at that. I had no idea that that was that Brother had one. I have a few Brother sewing machines, and actually all my sewing machines are Brother and my serger, and I really like Brother. I really like that brand. So let's see. All right. So earlier, Melissa said that Sizzix does have electric ones now, but she still uses a hand crank. So I use a Cuttlebug, which I believe is you can use embossing folders as well as your die cuts. So I got it at a thrift store, so don't discount your thrift stores. I got mine with like 100 folders, embossing folders, for like $35, and I think the machine itself would have still gone for, you know, like $60 something or whatever. All right, hang on, let me make sure that everything is a-okay because my phone is going crazy. Oh, uh-oh. Is my audio still echoing, you guys? Let me know. All right. Okay. Oh, I don't think I have another mic plugged in. Oh, it's quiet. Okay. I don't know. Because I don't have my other mic plugged in right now. I'll have to think about that. Huh. Well, anyway, sorry about that, you guys. I probably, when I switch over to the other, it'll probably be okay. It's just, yeah, over here, I guess. So the second question that I wanted to answer is, this one's kind of hard, but what is my process for creating layout and composition theme? I'm sorry, layout and composition for, okay, so I don't really know what my process is. Basically what I do, because I create new layouts every month for my Patreon, and so what I first do is I draw concept art. So this is what helps me to figure out, you know, what size, hold on, let me see. No, this way. Figure out what size I need everything. And so this is a 9x12 pad, and I just will, you know, just draw some things on it. The next thing I do, which you guys probably wouldn't do, but you can, you know, I mean, you totally can do it this way. What I then do is I make the shapes on the computer. But if you didn't want to do that, you could just draw, you know, these same pieces in the size that you want and cut them out and make templates out of those. Lay those on your paper, you know. But what I end up doing is I create different papers for each of the pieces that are on the concept art, and then I will actually build that inside of Affinity Designer. And then I create PDFs of that so people can fussy cut those and use them as templates. And I also make SVGs and I think JPEGs even with those. And so basically, I know that's a different kind of answer than what you're probably looking for. I can't remember who asked this, but at any rate, it's the way I do it is probably it's not super pre-planned. Let's see. I'm kind of wondering if I can show you. So the concept art I just showed you was actually a Patreon, I think it was like our August or something, and this is what it ended up looking like. So really, as I'm doing this, I do it in the computer first so that I could see what it looks like, and then I you know, obviously then create it like that. But do you guys does anybody else do their process in a different way? Because basically, I mean, I kind of build along the way. This is like the most planning that I ever do is for these kinds of projects right here. So, you know, I create all the paper for it and the whole design and everything, but I kind of, you know, do it in a way that I do these ones in a really specific order, okay, because then I will be able to streamline that, you know. But when I create for myself, basically, you know, and this is just an art, like a zine. When I create for myself, hey Ellen, welcome. When I create for myself, I basically just sort of, you know, freehand stuff, you know. And this page in particular, I like this a lot. This page in particular, I drew I think I just pasted stuff on, and then I drew the sun, wrote the couple of words. Hey, Lucius. And then I turned the page and started working on something else. So this is more like an art journal, but I do some junk journal type elements. It's basically the same thing for me. And except it's got a little bit more drawing on it, you know. And so you know, every page is, I just come back to them. I don't really think that they're necessarily done until all the pages are all full up enough, you know. So this is the back, and I've been working on this for a little while. And so another example is the little, this is my Halloween one that I'm doing this year. And so I have, actually these aren't in, so maybe this will be easier. So basically, here's one of the signatures for it. And I don't know, I just look at the pictures. Actually, Ezra made these for me, all of these little little words. I feel like I'm all like, hang on one second. Let's see if we can get a little bit more, get this a little more clear. All right, so anyways, Ezra made me like a whole bunch of words, like Halloween words. And so I started using them in here, and I looked at the pictures that I had in some of the ephemera, and I just felt like, you know, that those go together, you know. I looked at the words, and then I looked for pictures to go with them. So this one says, "Fright this way." And so some of these things I do matchy-matchy. Other things not so much, like the art journal I showed you, but this one is you know, my matchy one. So this says, "Enter if you dare." And so you know, I just go through and look at what I have, and then just go find a place to put it. So let's see. So I have like some of these. Beware of vampires. Monsters on the loose, be afraid. This kind of reminded me of, do you guys remember Dark Shadows? I think I mentioned this last time, maybe, or I mentioned it last week. But this reminded me of Dark Shadows. Or even the Haunted Mansion over at Disneyland. I love that vibe so much. And so, you know, I don't do a whole lot, you know, of intense planning for my personal junk journals. My personal ones, I might do part of the page and then come back to it later, you know. For instance, so this is something, all right, cool. This is something I made yesterday. This this little book, and it's just a little folio type thing. It has a spine, like a 1/4 inch spine, and basically what I did was I glued it into one of these like hinge spines. And again, you know, I put together the signature. I decorated the cover for what I wanted it for, and then I made the signatures, and then I'll just go through and just find, oh, this is upside down. Huh. Not unusual, but you know, I tend to make the signatures and then just decorate from there. Hey Scaled, how you doing? So yeah, that's pretty much how I do it. And so I started this, and so this is the first page of the the signature that's inside of this folio. And so I just started kind of putting things together. Because this is like a weird color combination, I just made this like really quick on the fly during last week's retreat. And I ended up just kind of, you know, pulling the red out of here and then using this different colored red. Who else has problems matching reds? Reds always are hard to match. But anyway, it came out pretty good, and I figured, oh, I'll go ahead and just use it. And so I used, you know, red and like vintage brown, you know, off-white for the inside, and that's what the color scheme is going to be. I know, it is. It's crazy. So I just went like, whatever. I was just off the cuff, which is really the way that I craft for the most part. If you want to see more closely my process, you can go to my YouTube channel at Junk Journal Boss and find the Twitch stream. Before the ones that I started telling you what was actually on them, I think there was like 4 of them or 5 that I did Ezra's transition journal, and I just kind of did it right in front of everybody. I didn't really have a plan. I just went with it. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, so as far as themes go, I do not really use themes. Probably this one here is the first time. Poor things are like hanging out of here because I don't have my signatures in. This is probably the first one I've had like a real theme. Well, no, I guess I did Ezra's in a dragonflies. So there's that, you know, but that's because, you know, Ezra asked me for for dragonflies, and so that was a basic theme. This one's Halloween, you know, for the holiday, of course. I am going to be making a Christmas one. Hang on one sec. And the Christmas one is going to be quite similar to Ezra's. And I'll show that to you. I know some of you guys are new and probably haven't seen this before, but this is a really nice journal. And okay, so this is what it looks like. It's really, really sturdy, really thick and large. Let me bring it back a little bit. The cover's a hard cover. The spine is covered with leather and you know, interlaced with some pretty ribbon. It's got a elastic closure, and it's got like these corners, and then the whole thing is full of signatures and different things. And I also, thank you, Melissa, and I also added in some extra cards to write on the back of, and a one of the folios, one of the million folios that I've made. I think I'm going to start sending happy mail out or something, doing like contests on here and stuff maybe, and then sending you guys like the folios that I make, you know. But this just has like a whole bunch of different pages, thanks Ellen, different pages and everything, because this is going to hold all of Ezra's like thoughts and photos and things like that. And yeah, so it's just a really nice book. Thanks, Lucius. And so this book, actually, guys, I think that I am going to do an actual I think this book is going to be what the challenge is in November that I'm going to run after the October challenge with Monique and I. I know some of you guys are in that. I'm going to make a book like this, and the challenge is going to be probably longer than 5 days, and I'll probably have to be on video, you know, do live streaming. But I want to teach how to make a keepsake book that will actually feel sturdy and able to use year after year after year. So if that's something you'd be interested in, pop that in the chat and let me know. If nobody's interested, I'm not going to do it. I'll just make it for myself. But if you guys want to go along with me, I'm going to do another challenge come, I think, November, maybe mid-November, maybe beginning of November. I'm not really sure. So if that's something that interests you, you let me know. So that is, let's see. So that would be a theme. Yay, Michelle. Yeah, so that would be a theme journal, you know. It'd be Christmas, and you know, I would show how to create, how to use like old Christmas cards in that journal, you know. So how many of us keep, like, I have this whole box of keepsakes of different things, and a lot of those things are photos and Christmas cards, and you know, from years ago and stuff like that. I'll probably teach how to use your Christmas cards to make signatures and things like that. So yeah, so I'll show you guys how to do that. My only thing is that I'm a little bit nervous about is telling you guys, you know, having you guys do leather on the back. So I have to figure out some other kind of option. I guess faux leather would work, you know, but this one is genuine, really soft, nice leather. Okay. So anyways, if you're into that, great. I'll see if I can find a different way or a different thing to use. I'm guessing it's just going to be faux leather, you know, for those that can't. Hey, Nicole, for those that can't really afford it or don't want to use leather. Okay, so it's going to be a really, really good. It's not going to be in this little stuff, you know, it's going to be a really super good one. Yeah, I think I got I think I might have got that leather. No, I got that one from Amazon. But you know what? Temu does have pieces that are like, you know, 6 by 8 or something like that. And that would actually be perfect. So if you are, let's see, actually. This looks like it might be more like a 4 by. So if you want to do this project, you'll need maybe a 5 or 6 by 9. Yes, Melissa, that's an excellent idea. Also, canvas. If you want to use canvas, you can. Okay, so it's like a 9 by 5 piece. So you're going to need a piece of leather, like a nice piece of leather, canvas, faux leather, whatever, 9 by 5. So find that in whatever color you want for your Christmas keepsake journal. And then, but I just need to let you guys know, this isn't going to be a free one. It's probably going to cost something like $25. So, because it'll probably be a 10-day. And that's a really great deal for a 10-day thing. And you'll get the videos and the instructions and everything else forever. So let's see what else I'm going to say. So if that's something that you think you're going to want to do, you can start collecting your what am I trying to say? Leather. And there was one other thing. Oh, chipboard. So save your cereal boxes if you want to use that. You're going to need probably like 3 to 4 layers, or you can buy, you know, 70-point chipboard or something like that. So, you know, just be thinking about that. And I'll probably open sign-ups coming up. Yes, I will. Yeah, that's going to happen like right soon. I need to create a sign up and then a way to just send you guys your supply list so that you guys can be taking a few weeks to collect all the things that you want. So it doesn't have to be like haphazard, and you can ask all the questions that you need to and all that stuff. So anyway, that's a little bit of what's going on with that. So anyhow, so somebody else asked, like, where do you start? So here's where I would suggest people start, new people. I think that the best thing to do would be to save your junk mail. You know, save junk mail, save, well, let me show you. Some of the stuff that I save are, because if you don't know if you're going to like this or not, there's no real need to spend a lot of money, you know. Watch videos, free ones. You know, I have a bunch of videos. You can watch Treasured Books. You can watch Monique on at Misfit Crafter. Lots of people. Pink Monarch. I'm not sure what the last word is, but anyway, Pink Monarch Prints or something like that. Anyway, she has a lot of really cool stuff. But what you could do is just get the ideas for layouts and stuff like that from us on YouTube. And then you can save things like, you know, your magazines, your cardstock junk mail, envelopes. You know, save all of these envelopes. These make really good pockets. These make really good signature covers, you know, depending on the size that you're using. You can create with a magazine. You can create like a long, tall junk journal by pulling out pages and I'm going to do that here. Well, okay, I'll just do this one, just so I'm not sitting here making you guys wait. But you can make thicker pages by folding these in half and gluing them here. You can make these pockets if you want to, or you can just leave them pages. But you just pull every other page out, fold every other page like this, and then you can also fold your cover that way, and then you have like a tall skinny book. You can use one like this, but this is not everybody gets those. This is actually an LA County Carpenters Union book. But I mean, you can get like if you have like your AARP magazines or something, or your Westways from AAA or something like that. Another thing I do is interesting envelopes. I will, like, this one's really cool because it has this neat flap. The people not so neat. I'd probably just cover what's inside, you know, and what's on here, and just use the shape. The other option is I can actually pull this whole thing apart and use it as a template if I want to use different paper. Some of the other stuff that I saved, these ones are like these really, really thick. Really, really thick pieces of cardstock. And you can use those things as like structural pieces, you know. A lot of times what I do is, hang on, I'll show you something I did with that along those lines. And so some of you guys were here when I was doing this. This junk journal, and this one is made from I always want to say tablecloth, but it's not a tablecloth, it's a placemat, and some lace from the thrift store This buckle was from a thrift store. I think the only new thing that I used was the ribbon, you know, that wasn't pre-used, I guess you could say. And I made the signature out of just mail and, oh, this is like that, this is that paper from the inside of an Amazon shipping box. I love using that paper for like lots of different things, but all of this is just mail stuff, you know. There's a couple things in here that are like scraps or whatever. I'm pretty sure this page is one of Desiree's pages. And thank you, Nicole. But anyway, so, you know, you can make your signatures for virtually free. You can make your junk journals for pretty much free. You just need to have some creativity. And I would watch a lot of videos and, you know, try to do a lot of stuff with what you already have, you know. Then you can, once you kind of get the hang of it, you can start adding things like digital papers or scrapbook papers or stickers or all of it, you know. But I would also start at Dollar Tree. Melissa was talking about Dollar Tree earlier. Dollar Tree also has faux leather and like a foot-by-foot square piece in the digital cutter vinyl section. Oh, okay. All right. So start at Dollar Tree. The stuff that you need to buy, like your glue and your scissors and all that stuff, start at Dollar Tree. And then, you know, don't go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff. There's so much you can do for very, very inexpensive. And, you know, the only time I would say, you know, to sink some money into it is if you're going to make like a keepsake, you know. Then you want to have, you know, your good materials. But for all, I have so many books around here that I spent nothing on. Books that I covered with fabric that I got from the thrift store, you know, that have just like sandwiched pieces of, you know, cereal cardboard on top of each other, you know. And there's just a lot that can be done. So that's my advice, to start with all of that stuff. You know, if you have glue sticks, great, use that. If you have you know, you just have your regular house scissors, use that. If you have like clothes that you're going to be giving away to a thrift store or something like that, maybe take a look at them before you do and see if you've got any good material there. You know, you can shop for fabric also at the thrift store. I usually buy skirts and lace tops and things like that, like fabric that would cost, you know, more than just regular calico fabric or whatever, you know. And I can use that for ties on journals and stuff like that. Let's see. Oh yeah, here's one. This is actually, this tie right here is actually a, it's a piece of, oh, Ezra, this is so funny. This is a piece from that thrift store dress that I used to cover your dark ephemera journal. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to use this for. Well, what I ended up doing was pulling the tool off of this and getting a long enough piece to create, I know, I'm using like every piece. So using this to create just a tie for this, you know. And what I did with this, I think last week, if you guys were at the retreat, it's all a blur for me. But what I did was I put an eyelet here, and then I just tied the end of this and fed it through, and so it creates, you know, a something I can tie around and just, you know, tuck in if I want to, and just do it like that, you know, and it's fine. I kind of like the grungy stuff, so that's, you know, something I really like. But so I don't mind using little pieces of stuff like that. But okay, so does anybody have any questions on anything that I've said or anything to add? Let me read the comments. So Michelle said I was going to suggest faux leather. Yeah. Get leather from the thrift store, or leather jackets or purses. I think that's an excellent idea. I have priced leather jackets at the store, and sometimes, you know, if it's like one of those like long ones, you know, and they want like $50 for it, that's probably an okay price for that. But if it's like a shorter one with not a whole lot, you know, just look at it like how much leather or fabric or whatever am I going to get for this price, and is it a better price than if I were to just buy it new? Leather is always going to probably be a better deal, but then if you're not going to be able to get, you know, a large enough piece for what you need it for, you know, then it's not a good deal at all. So let's see. Ellen, yeah, for sure. You can use what's in your stash. Absolutely. The basic idea for this is going to be that we want to be able to create like a lace up thing. So if you just, I used I think it's like 3/8 inch grommets and a like a grommet setter, and basically it was just like a pack. It was like less than $10, a pack of silver grommets and just a hand you know, thing, a hand setter that I used with a hammer. And so basically what I did was I made this separate from everything else, and then after I sewed all the signatures and things in, then I covered the spine here so that we don't see any of that, we don't see any of the I'm sorry, just like zoned out right now. You don't see any of that thread or whatever it is that you use. So yeah. So yeah, that's really a good book. So it'll be really, really good for things like photos, notes, you know. You can put Christmas cards in there if you want to, you know, have little envelopes with keepsake Christmas cards that you get from precious people in your life, and you know, that kind of stuff. You know, you could have the family sign it every year, you know, like have one signature be, you know, whoever comes to the celebration signs it, you know, for that year, and then the next year they sign it, and then you'll be able to see everybody's signature or everybody's writing year after year. Especially interesting would be the kids, you know, and all that. So I just think that kind of stuff is really fun. And yeah. So also I had one last question, and it is measurements for flip outs. So sometimes I do flip outs and sometimes I don't. I think with the Hello Kitties, I never did do the flip outs, I don't think. I just did, you know, I just did what was inside, you know, of here or whatever. But when I do flip outs, what I tend to do is, let's see if I can find one that has them. Yeah, when I do flip outs, what I tend to do is, this one doesn't have the one I'm thinking of. What I tend to do is just I measure this, you know, how wide, you know, the material is on this side or whatever. And then I will cut a piece that is double that plus an inch. So in this case, if you're making, I think that the person who asked me this question was actually making the Hello Kitties and was looking at my dragonfly videos to find out what the measurements for these are. So I'll just say that I think that it's going to be like an 8 by 6 for this one, for this flip out. And the scores are going to be at 1/2 inch. Let's see, 1/2 inch, 4 inches, and 7.5 inches. And then you are going to just paste those into like one of the 1/2 inch here, one of the 1/2 inch here. That's an easy way to do it. I think this one is done a little bit differently, but that's usually how I do that. For the flip outs that are, let's see, like this. This one actually has a couple of them. So the flip outs that are like this, I measure the width of the materials that I'm going to be covering with that flip out. And then, so that would be the width. On this one, it's something like 4 inches. And the height could be just as high as, you know, or just as tall as the height of the book itself. But this one is like 5 and, I don't know, 6. So this would be like a 4 by 6.5, which gives a 1/2 inch for, you know, the thing that you're going to paste into the book. And then you would just cover it with, you know, an envelope or something like that. And the other flip out is this. And so this one's a little bit different. I'm not sure what the measurements of that are, but if you really want to know, you can hit me up and ask. And also, if you are here, if you were the one that answered that or asked that question, I will also be posting that in the comments on the blog post that you asked that. So that is what I have for you. So are you guys ready to make a masterboard? Do you guys want to make a masterboard? I'm going to pause this for a moment and hook up my other camera and everything so that I can head over to my desk and make a masterboard. And so you can just go to the bathroom, go grab a drink, whatever it is that you got to do, and I'll see you back here in about 5 minutes or so, okay? All right. You're always ready, Melissa. Go grab your scraps just for the masterboard. Go grab things like papers that you would like to rip, that you think would look good together, or maybe not, I don't know, just pages that you think would, you know, that you want to put together, pieces of scrap ribbon, string, glitter, you know, anything that you would want to use to create a masterboard. And I'll show you some of mine, and then you can kind of get an idea of where we'll be going. All right, so I'll see you in a few minutes. All right. Can everybody hear me? I'm going to see if I can make this big. All right, cool. Thanks, Nicole. So let me see if I can make this larger. Awesome. Okay. So, kind of want to pop this display out real quick. Oh, there we go. Make this a little bit bigger. So what you're looking at right here are, this one's a really early collage I did. And it wasn't my best work, guys, but you know, we all have to start somewhere. And so, but this was something that I learned from, uh-oh, I got all these these notifications and I don't want them. Hang on. All right, turned them off. Hopefully that works. Okay, so I got this idea from Natasha at Treasure Books, and she was trying to make, like, you know, paper for a cover, and this turned out okay. The color scheme I'm not so sure about, but I don't know, maybe one of these days I'll be able to look at it and go, oh, you know, it would look good, and, you know, do something different with it or whatever. But if I wanted to use it for a cover, I certainly could do that, you know. So anyway, that's not really what I would copy to use again. And this is the same sort of idea. It's not my favorite, but, you know, it's just me practicing how to make these collages, you know. And what can be done with these is you can take photos of it and use it over and over. So that one's kind of big, and I have another that's pretty big. And this one actually has stuff coming off of it. And I could probably copy, you know, some of these and use them, you know, like different, if I were to copy or scan, you know, this in quarters, I would have 4 different pieces of paper. Does that make sense? So hang on one sec. Oh, thanks, Ezra. All right. So anyway, but the masterboards that we're going to make will be smaller. Let me set this aside for a sec. And this is one of those that I made just out of paper, and these I made on an embossing, like a hand embossing machine, like Cuttlebug. And I just made a whole bunch of these embossed pieces of paper, and then just used ink or whatever, you know, on it, just to kind of, you know. And it's not, this is more like a background, you know. So, versus this one here, which is actually a full, you know, decorative sheet. And so, this one I copied and I made like some signatures out of it, and it turned out really cool. And you'll be really surprised that when you do this, you'll be surprised how cool it ends up looking, you know, as a photo or whatever. I am still getting notifications. All right. And here's another one I did. And this one I called Woman. And anyways, I think I said this last time, but I can't help it. Do you guys know who Marjorie Taylor Greene is? Because this woman looks like her. Like, just like her. So anyway, there you go. Anyhow, so I made this, you know, just this thing here is a, it's like a tile from Dollar Tree. And then this is like a cutting from a piece of lace clothing. This is just a ribbon. This is something I stamped, I believe. These are just definitions of different woman words. I have woman, queen, and matriarch. Fabric. Just some kind of, I don't know what that is, but a piece of printed, there we go, a piece of printed paper that I sprayed with my, you know, my mica vintage spray. Playing card, piece of, I don't know, what is this? It's sequins, ribbon, like that kind from Dollar Tree. That's like my all-time favorite. Oh, I know. I know. I know. Melissa, I'm with you. I just think it's funny that this woman looks like her. Um, also, just a string of rhinestones, something from Dollar Tree, another little bit of that lace that came off of this. See it right here? This was just the edge or whatever. And so I did this, kind of a little more geometrically, I guess, than I did this one. But you get the idea. And here's another one that I did that's just like only partially done, but it really, really looks good as a print. So let me show you. So this one here is this. Okay. This one here was used in this one with the doily. I don't know where that one is, but and here's another part of it, you know. And yeah, so and this one again is this one here. And so they look really cool as prints. They don't have to be beautiful or anything. They can just be simple. And so let's go ahead and make one. You can make it any size you want. And let me set some stuff aside and grab a piece of paper. All right. So I grabbed a bunch of stuff. This is my 100 million things of glitter, every color. Super fine glitter. I have my jar of just ribbon and fabric and stuff like that. I brought a couple of these because I thought these would be like interesting. One of these or both, I don't know. I don't know if I'm in the mood for those guys. I know for sure that I want to use some of these ripped pieces of paper and stuff that I have. And I know that some of you guys aren't like this, but if I find book pages even with tiny little curse words, I'll usually put them in my Masterboard, like hide them or something. I don't know. I know I'm 5, but I don't know. It's just funny for me. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my glue. And I want to show you another thing that I made, started last week and I finished it this morning. And these are really super cool. This is another way to use your scraps. And I learned this from Sharon Coughlin at Mad Paper Crush. And basically this is, she called it a scrappy, gosh, does anybody remember? Melissa, do you remember? I mean, is it Melissa or Michelle? Michelle, do you remember? Anyway, basically all I did was paste on top of a piece of muslin. I paste scraps of paper. This is like, what is that? Tissue paper. More of that Amazon wrapping, all these little scraps of fabric, a piece of lace. Snippet roll, yes, thank you. Yes, and mine is more springy than it is autumn, but that's okay, that's what I had. I made another one also. And so I might use this. And I don't really have to necessarily glue this on, you know. I can really just kind of put this on the top if I want to. Or I can use it. It didn't really cost anything, you know. It was just my scraps of stuff that was laying around. And then I just sewed it, you know, in rows. And it's pretty cool. So I think I'm going to use something like this. I'm looking at my stuff that I want to use, and I'm getting like kind of a basic little color scheme here. So I'm going to go ahead and look into, and I guess this is part of my part of the process of how I'm going to do this. So I have like pieces like this. So I'm going to pull all these kind of things out. I don't know why that one always just strikes me as so ugly. So I'm not going to use it. I think it just looks like it was rubbed in the dirt or something. One of these days I'll find something to do with it. I can probably use that. Might be able to use that. Oops. Maybe little pieces of blue lace. Blue. I probably won't use all of these things, but I'm just pulling out my little bitty scraps of stuff that are possibilities. This whole little jar of stuff, I don't know, I guess you could call it a possibilities jar. It's stuff I might have thrown away, but instead I just stuffed it into a jar thinking I might be able to use it. And surprisingly, I pull stuff out of this jar a lot. Does anybody else have a possibilities jar? Goodness, it's not going to let me hide these. Hold on. Yours is a possibilities box. I'm having some trouble getting rid of some of these things. Oh, there we go. All right. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull out a bunch of stuff, see what I like. And oops, sorry about that, guys. And decide what fits the vibe. And put the rest away. I also have some other little scrappy pieces of paper hanging around. And I also have this. This looks gross, doesn't it? But artist friends tend to use things like this. You know, they'll pull out a piece like this and use that. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a try also. All right. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just start here. This was from when I wiped off a one of my things that I was using as a stencil this last week. I might use it again because I really do like this, the pattern that it makes. It's pretty cool. But it does get the things all wet. Yep. Yeah, tea bags. A lot of people do that too, yeah. So here's that paper towel again. So next time I'll even have something a little bit more to pull off of there. And so I'm going to just go ahead and just start. You have that pattern in a die. That's cool. This one here. I like that pattern. That was actually a like an old Halloween thing that I got at Dollar Tree. You know, like some sort of, I don't know, thing that you can use as a decoration or whatever, you know. And I am having some trouble here with this. Let me grab my needle real quick. Okay, bye Ellen. I'm probably late on that, but I'm sorry I didn't catch the chat in time. But if you are if you're watching the replay, bye. So, let's see. Oops. Just going to put a little bit. So I'm told that this is a die. And I always just thought it was, you know, like one of these, like a ruler to to rip paper. But somebody told me that this is a die. And yeah, the dies are like usually that color, so that makes a lot of sense. Who all went to the retreat last week? I know Michelle was there. I'm guessing Melissa was there. I know Nicole was there. And I think Ellen was there. And Ezra. Yeah, I know. Weird, huh? I'm going to try it though, Nicole. I'm going to see. Oh, okay. Lucius was there too. Yay! Did you guys enjoy it? I mean, it to me, I don't know, every time we have one, I'm just like in awe um, of all the artists and the stuff they do. It's they do amazing things. I'm really impressed, and I really like that how they show, you know, how to use, you know, things like paint and all kinds of different stuff that, you know, us scrapbook scrapburgers scrapbookers you know, and junk journalers, you know, might not. And yeah, it's a really, really lovely time. I'm glad you loved it, Lucius. Super, super fun. So I know probably you guys are just not really interested in this, but you have heard me talk about Fortnite a bunch. And finally, Todd and I and our two kids, Allie and Danny, we did, or Alex, I'm sorry, Alex likes to be called Alex, and Danny, we went to the Fortnite event. And what that is it's a video game event. So in game, when something, when there's a change in the game, all the players that are on at that time get to experience that part of the story, you know, live. Have you ever been to one of those, Ezra? I'm glad. Oh, Nicole, yes. I'm glad you won that too. I think you're going to like it. I think you're going to like it. Um, yeah, so we did that on Saturday morning and it was the funnest thing ever. So I ended up recording some of it, and so you guys can see from my point of view um, how it was. And I'm going to tell you guys that I didn't play too bad, if I might say so myself. So anyway, cheating. Yeah, I think I haven't been there long enough to notice who's cheating and who's not. How do you know when somebody's cheating? I do wish you guys would get back into it because it's just so fun. We've been playing like on Friday nights and sometimes even Saturday nights. You guys are welcome to hang out. Or we can pick a completely different night and then, you know, and we can play together because it's hard with just a 4-person squad. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about because sometimes it's like, well, how in the heck did they get me in one shot with a gray gun? That's ridiculous, you know? And so sometimes, yeah, it is kind of like, what? Yeah, I get you. Oh, well, I think that's stupid. People should not cheat. They're taking all the fun out of it for the 56-year-old women. So I was making this shirt, you guys, one time, and I don't know if you guys have seen my gamer grandma T-shirt, but I made this T-shirt, and I was toying with the idea of putting something in there along the lines of you know, like an asterisk with explicit, because sometimes I get really mad. And so I didn't, though. One of these days I think I'll probably make that, but pretty funny. And I have to remember, you know, the other day we were playing and I just was having like a really hard time in the game. It was very frustrating. And so, you know, I was kind of, you know, potty words and everything. And Alex says to me, "Oh, Mom, you're like probably cussing out like some 8-year-old kid," which he couldn't hear me, of course, you know. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot that that's even a possibility. That there, you know, because I'm thinking like, here we are, you know, we're all adults and everything. And, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, what am I doing? So anyway, oh no, I think I've been picking at this so much, this glue tip, so much that I just like, dang. So anyways, I know. Isn't that funny though? So now I try to think of that like, you know, if they're being like annoying or something like that, oh, they're probably a little kid, you know. I know Kieran does that kind of stuff. He does like crazy stuff. So I just have to remember that. But it was kind of funny. I don't know. I wasn't always this way. Well, actually, I think I was always this way. I just haven't. I just stopped for a lot of years when my kids were little. Now they see me in all my glory. Aw, that is so cute. Oh my gosh, that is adorable. Adorable. Well, Kieran's the one who taught me how to play video games on the computer, you know, like using the computer controls, because that's kind of tricky actually. So, yeah, I feel like um, I actually find it harder to play like on a PS4 or PS5 or you know, a video game console than I do on the computer. I feel like I have more control on the computer. But that's super cute. Um, yeah, the only time I was ever loaded into a game with a kid that I know of was on Reload, where you actually have to be on a team. It's kind of nice that they have duos in Reload now, but um, that game's hard. Everybody's like super sweaty in there. Um, yeah, totally, totally, Nicole. I mean, that's what I grew up with, you know, Atari and stuff, you know, and so it was kind of hard. But Kieran insisted that I play Roblox with him for a few years there, and I had to learn how to use those controls, or else I was going to get in trouble. Grandma. So anyway, now I'm a gamer grandma. So that's how that came about. But not really though, because I played video games when I was a kid, before my kids ever played video games, and I just stepped aside when they got interested, you know. because I don't know. I just felt like I probably needed to let them just play. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I My husband plays on PS4. Alex plays on PS5, and Danny and I play on PC. So, we all have sort of a little bit different experience. Okay. What's what's Rocket League, Pong? What is Rocket League? I know I need to play Rocket Racing. I think Danny and I are going to play Rocket Racing tonight because we both got a new car, the same one. I don't know if you played any of season 3, Ezra, but if you did, I got the Lockjaw car, and Danny also did. Um, Lucius, we play Fortnite, and I love this game so much. The reason is because they change it up like every couple weeks. There's always something new happening. So you guys can, if you guys are interested at all in seeing what I play, you guys can go to my YouTube channel at Junk Journal Boss, and you can see me playing. You can't hear me though because I had to go back and narrate it again, and it's probably better that you can't hear me because potty words. But you know, it was really, really so much fun. Really, really fun. I also play Walking Dead. I think I'm on chapter 1, and I just sort of moved on after well, not moved on, but just sort of lost interest. I also play The Last of Us. Does anybody play that? And what else? I think that's it. Oh, um, Overwatch 2. I know Ezra plays Overwatch 2. Also, what does everybody else play? What do you guys play? I want to know. Hmm. So really, this is just chill, putting stuff, on the page. How are you guys coming along? Are you guys getting anywhere with yours? You stopped playing WoW and you found junk journaling? Yeah, I really do get that. Danny and I started playing WoW, and then for some reason we were playing like a old version of it though. Not whatever the new one is, and it was fun. And then um, something happened, and then we couldn't really do our quests together. So that made me sad. No, we just did something different, rather than WoW. I don't know. We kind of lost interest because of that. I know. I was thinking that too, that I wanted to try the new one, but Danny was saying it all looks the same and it acts the same. And so the thing about WoW versus like Fortnite or even, you know, Overwatch is that it's so it's how do I the gameplay is just is different where that you don't move around as fast, you know, there's not um I don't know, the movements are just different. I guess the muscle memory wasn't there. Okay. High energy in what way? But um I have not played that at all. I have heard of it. And Danny was talking about some other game too. I don't think it was Baldur's Gate though. So you're working on a Halloween um, book, Melissa? Can't wait to see. Yeah, I know. When I'm playing Fortnite, it's easy to get like real excited, you know, about oops, I think I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Let me fix this. Uh oh well. Hang on a second. I don't know where this is at now. Oh, I know. All right, I can fix it now. Just wanted to bring this a little bit closer. Yeah, I love seeing your pictures. I'm trying to get on a schedule to post more myself in there because I love having groups, but I tend to like forget that they're there. So, Melissa, you're not letting me forget that I have that group, which is great. Um, yeah, it just takes practice. You know, the editing the videos and stuff. I mean, I've been doing this stuff for like a few years, and I don't edit my videos. Ezra edits my videos. I don't edit these ones at all. These Twitch ones, ever. But any of my like the Hello Kitties ones I'm doing, you know. Who are you saying hi to? Did I? What did I say? You guys, my brain really is obviously 56 years old. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ezra edits all my video except for these. Yep. That's my VA. But I did edit my own video for a long time, and I mean I'm okay at it. It's just not work I want to do. you know. But I mean, if I didn't have a business, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably edit my own, of course. That's nice, Ezra. Yeah, pick her brain, Melissa. I'm sorry. Pick his brain. I apologize. I hate when I make those mistakes. So what else do you think it needs, you guys? And also, I am on Saw number 4. And so there's that. I told you guys last week I was going to start watching them all. And they're not my favorite. It's just I have a lot of like, I've been invested in a lot of different franchises, and this is one that I just never have liked very much. And part of the reason for that is because it's very loud. It's too loud. People are always screaming, which makes sense. I mean, I assume if I were in that situation that those people are in, that I probably would scream also. But a pop of color. What color though? Yellow? I know. I know. I know. And I think that I took a break and watched the. You guys are going to laugh. But I took a break and watched the Menendez Brothers TV show. and and then I watched a what you call it? A documentary as well. No, I don't like it. Already I know I don't like it. Let's see. Yellow or lighter blue? Oh, did you? Are you liking it? I mean, it's weird because it starts out, favorable toward them, and then things change. So, but it was good. It was all right. I just don't know how, and how do how factual any of that stuff is. Did you say blue? Maybe blue? Like a light blue? No, I don't like that at all. No, I don't like that at all either. Maybe that. They have a documentary. Netflix has released a documentary as well as the TV show. So I don't know if you're into true crime like that. Yeah. Well, I think that I mean, I feel like I wouldn't be happy about it either because it started out, pretty favorable toward them, and at the end it just really wasn't at all. It was, they just showed like a different, but I mean, look at, their family members had their own stories and stuff apart from what they said. So I'm inclined to think that they were probably telling the truth, but I mean, you don't really, kill your parents or something about it, But I don't know. They do say that people in abusive relationships take a long time to leave. It takes like years. So I believe it. So here are all my blues. Boy, we just talk about everything here, don't we? Which blue? These? Oh, do you mean, yeah, okay. So I have a few of these, and I'm thinking maybe like doing something like that. Because it gives like a little sparkle. What do you think? So do you think it's adjacent to queer history because of Eric? Because that was kind of something they were touching on that TV show. I'm sorry if I'm doing spoilers for whoever is watching this show. Cover your ears. Oh, I'm over. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. I really got into this. All right, let me glue these last few ones. And then you know what I'll do? Anybody who's here, if you're in one of my groups and you would like a copy of this, let me know and I'll send it to you. If not, that's okay too. We all have our own tastes. All right, for sure. But only for my Twitch people, my Twitchers. No, that doesn't sound right. Cool. Are you in my group, Lucius? And are you under a different name? Oh, Patreon, yeah. The Patreon is actually, it's like a membership. It's just small. It's not super, it doesn't require a lot, from members or anything like that. But every month you guys get a specific, or not a specific, but you get a, what am I trying to tell you? An exclusive layout that I don't sell anywhere or anything like that. I mean, I'm not saying that I won't ever, but it won't be for a long, long time if I do. So when you guys get it, it's brand new and it's exclusive and everything. And so that usually comes out the first of every month, but because of the summit or the retreat, I am kind of a lot behind. on it, but I'm working on it this week, and I want to get it done ASAP. But there are a lot of parts to that, and I like it to be, you know, a certain quality. So anyway. So what you got, Nicole, is you get 3 months in my highest tier, which means that you'll get, you know, you'll get everything that every tier gets, plus you'll get, you know, a video to make it, and you'll also get the papers required to make it and the SVG files. So that's the big difference. Oh, and you'll also get a $5 coupon every month. Oh, there you go. Yes, right. Okay, I think I'm probably going to just let this dry now. I've got to get this down a little bit more. But you guys, thanks for being here. You know, I can't believe anybody wants to sit here and listen to me talk about Fortnite and horror movies and true crime and all this stuff, and, you know, watch me craft. But you guys, I really do appreciate you guys so much, and you too, Ezra. And thank you for being here. This replay will be up. Well, it'll be here on Twitch for, I think it's 2 weeks or something. And in the meantime, I'll get it added to YouTube. And yeah. And also, let me see. What was I going to say? Oh, and if any of you guys want to know, if you want to go check out the Patreon, Nicole, and see what it is and stuff, you can go to patreon.com/Junk Journal Boss, and you can kind of read, you know, all the things that you'll get. And if anybody else wants to take a look, you feel free to do that. You can join free over there. And you know, I'll usually post like what my latest blog post is or whatever. Every once in a while I'll do a freebie for everybody, you know. And yeah, so I'm excited. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thanks for being here, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.